saw me, he was already crying. What was the total dollars spent day on Monday? We had a couple of surprises. How the ceremony was, and we cried, and now I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Kate. If you're not, welcome back. Welcome to another video, and welcome to finally me sitting down and talking about my wedding that was literally over a month ago. So let's finally sit down, let's debrief, and let's talk about all the questions that you guys had about my wedding. I'm gonna make this video as quick as possible because I have so many questions that I need to get through, and also my camera's on 39% battery, so I really need to move quick with this one. So if you guys are new here, definitely make sure you guys stick around. I film a ton of lifestyle videos, a lot of like work from home content, lifestyle vlogs, stuff about my wedding, and I just got married September 25th and it's currently October 28th when I'm filming it. So yeah, it's been a little over a month of married life, which is exciting. So let's get in with the questions. First question, where did you get your veil from? I actually got it off Etsy. I'm gonna try and remember to link it below for you guys, but I got it off Etsy. I got a super long one so that I could be able to cut it if I needed to. I think it was a cathedral one, and honestly I had such a long train for my dress that it actually worked out perfectly and went to the exact point that my wedding dress went to, so that was perfect. Your favorite spot on your honeymoon? So we did our honeymoon in Greece. If you guys don't know, I have a vlog up about it. We went to Santorini and Mykonos, and Santorini was my favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite spot, but I loved Ia in Santorini, obviously, and I really loved the catamaran cruise that we did. It was like a 5-hour sunset cruise. Highly recommend doing it, so worth the money. Describe your wedding in 3 words. Our wedding was intimate. Yeah, intimate. Better than expected. I know that's not one word. And I don't know, special, emotional, I don't know, 3 words. I can't pick 3 words. There's just so much to say about that day, and I wish I had photos and videos to share, but I currently don't. We are waiting 3 months for the photos and 4 months for the videos, so when I do have anything, I'll be able to share stuff. I can probably put a couple images up here that my bridesmaid Kendall took throughout the day on my iPhone, but it's not going to be the same as professional wedding photos. Okay, what was the total dollars spent on the wedding, not including the honeymoon? I think all in all we spent $17,000 on the wedding, which is a lot. We were aiming to spend $10K, and I'm being super honest with you guys. I have a whole budgeting video, and I think we spent just under 17 on the wedding. So yeah, it's a lot of money. So weddings are expensive, and I know that's not even an expensive wedding because the average US wedding is $30,000, which to me blows my mind, but we only had 33 people including ourselves, so we had a super small wedding. Okay, another one was how much was my dress? My dress was $1,000. So I spoke about this in one of my wedding planning videos. I actually got like a sample dress, so one that had been tried on. It was like this tried on store version, so people had tried it on, and so I bought that, and then I got it altered, but the alterations were super expensive. I think it was like $800 to alter my dress, so it was pretty much a $2,000 wedding dress, but it was still a good deal because the original dress was worth $2,700, and then if I still had to alter it, it would have been like almost a 4K dress, or 3.5 at least. So weddings are crazy. What food and drinks did you have at your wedding? We did a buffet style. It was super chilled and relaxed. We were trying to find something that suits everyone. We have some picky eaters, and some of our friends were picky eaters, but we had a lot of like just good hearty food. So we had a lot of like chicken dishes, a lot of steak, lots and lots of salads, mac and cheese, just like all the hearty, good warm foods because it was a full wedding, but it was honestly perfect. There was something for everyone. We had shrimp too. We just had such a variety, but I really didn't eat almost anything that day, which just sucks. So I really didn't get to taste much of it. In terms of drinks, we had a huge variety of wine. We did a wine and beer like open bar, and then one signature cocktail, which was an Aperol Spritz, and I live for those, so yeah. What was your most favorite and least favorite part of your wedding day? Most favorite was definitely the vows. They were so special. Jay and I wrote our own vows, and I think we just both cried a lot, like a lot. and I just couldn't believe it. Like, it was such a special day, and the ceremony was truly like the highlight of it, which I feel like should be the main focus of a wedding anyway. Least favorite part of the day, I didn't have one, except maybe if you count like it just going so quickly. I wish that we had more time, or that it just went longer, but it was such a long day, it just went so quick. Okay, your favorite decor item when you saw it all set up in person. I think this, the biggest shocker of the day was I think how the reception was set up. I couldn't believe how good the tables looked. Like, I was the one who told my coordinator this is how I wanted. I had the faux eucalyptus on the table and etc. But I just feel like when it was implemented, it looked better than I imagined, and the barn just looked so beautiful. I had lights everywhere, and I just think it truly looked better than what I envisioned it to look. So I think that was like the biggest shocker when I walked in. I was like, oh, this place looks nice. I was just like really surprised. Any advice for the morning of getting ready, bride side? I don't know. I just feel like when I was getting ready, we got there at 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and we didn't have to be ready till 2 o'clock. So we had a lot of time, but it still flew by. So I would say, if anything, like my biggest tip is to get ready as soon as possible, because I remember it was 1:30 and I had to be ready at 2, and I still wasn't in my dress. And I just felt so stressed because everyone started coming. Like, the groomsmen arrived early. They were only supposed to be there at 2:15. They were arriving there at 1:30, and it started to stress me out. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. So I would just say, like, if you can, just get yourself situated in your dress, because that's when I started to stress, even though I had nothing to stress about. But I just feel like you need more time than you think to get dressed and everything, and even everyone's hair and makeup, it literally took all day. What is one thing you would change? I feel like our wedding was so perfect, and I don't know, ours was just like so intimate, and I really wouldn't have done it any other way. Like, it was amazing having such a small wedding. We truly knew everyone there, and everyone there just meant the most to us. But I'd say maybe the one thing I would change is maybe not spend so much on food and drinks, because I feel like there was so much left over, and I don't think anyone took leftovers, and I feel like we just catered for more than we needed. So the food was definitely a big expense, and I think I would have cut down next time, like not as much food, and just spent less on that, because we didn't even get to eat or barely drink anything. But I know everyone else, loved the food and loved the drinks that we had. Do you think you slowed down and enjoyed the moment just as you wanted? So yes and no. The day, like I mentioned, went so quickly, but one thing we did, which I truly loved, I think this was recommended to do this from our day of coordinator. She was a saint. Like, we needed her so much on the day of, but the minute we got married, Justin and I went back to where I got ready, and we spent 5 to 10 minutes, just us two, and we just kind of debriefed about how the ceremony was, and we cried, and oh, I'm gonna cry. I'm such an emotional person, but it was really special. I'm such a baby, what is wrong with me? But yeah, that was really special. Highly recommend doing that. And it was really fun because our groomsmen and bridesmaids were getting their photos done, and they were just having so much fun outside, and we could see that, and people were getting us drinks, and I don't know, it was just really special. And I would just recommend doing that, because it's like a good way to sit with your your newly husband or whatever, and just like kind of see them for the first time really that day. It was just, oh, I'm such a baby. It was such a perfect day. I wish you guys could have seen it. It was so good. Did you guys do a first look? Yes, we did. We did a first look, and yeah, I highly recommend doing a first look. It was such a special moment. I was so anxious, like going to do it, but because everyone was like primping my dress, and they're like, okay, time to go. And I was walking, and all our friends were like watching, which was really funny. And yeah, it was super special. Like, Justin turned around, he saw me, he was already crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, don't do this to me. I think he cried more than I did on the day. I think I actually maintained my emotions very well. And then he actually had to turn back around and then face me again, because he was just like crying so much. But definitely recommend doing a first look, and I think it takes away a lot of the nerves of like before you walk down the aisle kind of thing. And then also you just are able to get more photos when the daylight is better versus after the ceremony. So yeah, I feel like everyone asked what is your favorite moment, and I answered that it was the vows. Did your makeup did your makeup melt off at the end of the night? It didn't, but that's because my makeup artist was an absolute pro. I had my makeup airbrushed on, which was the coolest thing ever. It felt like you didn't have any makeup on at all, and it stayed on all night. It was pretty much like stuck to your skin and it didn't melt off. And then like I said, I did cry a little bit on the day off, but it wasn't like I cried a whole bunch, and my makeup really stayed on, and I had waterproof mascara, so I feel like it really lasted the day, and she knew what she was doing because I told her in advance. I was like, I cry a lot, so this needs to stay, and it did. It actually still looked really good. Okay, so tips for looking for venues. So I think first you have to know how big is your wedding going to be, because that definitely takes into account what kind of venue you're going to have. You need to know what your wedding theme is as well. So are you someone who wants something super modern? Are you someone who, you know, loves a good beach wedding? Maybe you want a beach wedding and that is going to be your venue, and then maybe you want a hotel for the reception or something. Or are you someone who wanted like a barn style wedding? Like Justin and I, coming from New England, we wanted that classic New England barn wedding, and I loved it. So that made it easy for us to figure out where or what venue to get. We were like, okay, we're having a small wedding. There was a small wedding package, and we chose a barn in New England. So it made it easy for us to look. And then obviously, what kind of date do you want in mind? Because you're probably going to email a bunch of venues and they're going to say, sorry, we don't have any dates for this time frame. Are you flexible? So I think you need to know what time of year you want to get married, and give them some options. So I think you need to know those things first. What is something that happened that you didn't expect, and how did you tackle it? So a couple days before the wedding, we got married on Saturday. On Monday, we had a couple of surprises. So surprise number one was our pastor, who was a good friend of ours. It was actually Justin's best man's dad was supposed to marry us, and he was a pastor, and he actually ended up getting COVID, which was awful. I mean, it was such a shocker. He called us on Monday and was like, I'm really sorry, but I have COVID, so I can't come to the wedding. So that was awful that he wasn't able to be there and, you know, partake in that day. But luckily we had a really good friend of ours who was a pastor from our old church. He was already coming to the wedding. We just didn't want him to, you know, like work the wedding, but he ended up marrying us, and he knew us so well, and he just did such an amazing job, especially with only a couple days notice. He was just a pro and really spoke about us, and a huge focus on God, which is the main part of us getting ready, was to get married. I'm gonna cry again, in front of God. So yeah, it was super special. I'm such a baby. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then the other thing was, so on Monday we woke up and Justin's mom was there, and she was like, I don't want to alarm you, but it's gonna rain on your wedding day. And so I was like, what? That was the one thing that I didn't want to go wrong, was I didn't want it to rain. So his mom was such a pro. She was calling probably like 20 tenting places, obviously at the last minute, and we managed to secure 2 tents at the last minute. And so we had those, set them up for the day of, and then the day of the wedding, it didn't end up raining at all, like literally at all. So we took down one of the tents, so that was perfect. So I mean, little things like could have gone wrong, but in the big scheme of things, really nothing went wrong. Yeah, I think that's all the questions. I feel like all of them, there's a lot of similar questions, like what is your favorite, oh, I think my camera's dead. Ooh, it's gonna die. If it hasn't already died, I'm gonna end the vlog off, or end the Q&A off now. Thank you guys so much for you know, asking all these great questions. It's kind of nice to just have a debrief of the wedding, because I haven't really been able to share any content about it, but I promise as soon as I have content, I'll share it with you guys, because I'm super excited to see it myself. But I hope you guys really loved this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and let me know if there's anything else that you want to know about the wedding, or any sort of wedding videos that I can help you guys out, because I know a lot of you are newly engaged and looking to get married. So if I can help you guys and give you any tips from someone who just got married, I'd be happy to do that. So I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye everyone.